It's Fallout Boy in Centuries. Guest number 2 is White Dee. She's on in the next 10 minutes. She's just sent a tweet out saying, looking forward to my first chat with the lovely John Nicoll. Oh, thanks, Dee. Here's 6 words.
I can't sing borrow you a song, yeah.
It is the Vamps with Oh Cecilia, Breaking My Heart. Right, it is 10-2, and guess who's on the line? White Dee, yes.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Preston FM. Hello, John.
Have you turned the volume down on your telly?
I have.
Right, good. What were you watching, by the way?
I'm watching Sky Sports News.
Nice.
Recapping on all the goals last night that Liverpool scored.
Nice.
A nice football end to 2014.
And a nice chilled out afternoon as well for you.
Yes.
So how was your Christmas, Dee? Was it a white Christmas for White Dee? Did you see what I did?
I do see what you did. It's that was a good one, John. Yeah, haven't heard that one before. No, I'm only joking. It was a nice Christmas. As per usual, it was cooking, washing, serving, cooking again, trying to find something decent on the telly for the kids, see if I can keep them quiet for half an hour, a bit more cooking, get the mince pies out, get the kettle on. Just a typical Christmas day in the Kelly household. Nice.
So I've been thinking, Dee, you've had an absolutely amazing year. I mean, you've spoken at the Tory Party conference. How was that experience for you?
Obviously, I was invited to talk at the Tory Party conference, which led quite a few people to actually think that I was a Tory supporter. In no way whatsoever am I a Tory supporter. But I'm thinking, it comes to something where the only party to invite you along to speak was the Tories, so I'll go along. Very nerve-wracking. But it was kind of a pleasant experience. It's like, it was like very a question and answer sort of forum and this, that and the other, and I did a lot of speaking and a lot of listening was done, and I think it was nice to get the voice of the normal everyday person heard for a change.
Nice. Now, you've also performed on a rap song, which, if I'm being honest, Dee, if I look at a picture of you, I don't think rap star. So how was that experience for you?
Do you know, John, it's one of them, isn't it? It's like, I don't know if I could put it down to like a midlife crisis or something like that, but a Birmingham band called Crossover invited me to rap on one of their singles, and I thought, something, at 42 years old, I'm being asked to rap on a record. And you kind of just go with the flow. I mean, don't get me wrong, my kids were totally mortified. One of them ones, it was like...
I can only imagine.
And it turned into sort of a cross between a sing and a rap, because more of a speak, I spoke on this record. It was fun. It was good fun. I mean, don't get me wrong, it didn't get to number 1 in the iTunes downloads, but it's something I can say that I've done, and that I probably will never, ever, ever do again.
Now, you've also DJ'd at several bars and clubs around the world, including Magaluf. What was the craziest night you've ever had then?
I think, it's like DJ. Again, midlife crisis. It's I don't know how they do it. It's such an... I only did it for about half an hour, but I think trying to keep up with these kids... I don't know how they party so hard. It's just totally... Every night is kind of one of the maddest of my life. It's like, I'm more of a cup of tea and a cuddle up on the sofa and in bed by 10 o'clock at night. And when you sort of go to these places and you say, but they're just having fun. It's kids having fun, and it's like... It's just a crazy, crazy world.
Well, it definitely is. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take a musical break, and after that, we'll talk about Celebrity Big Brother, which, of course, you were in.
Yes, I was.
Here's Avicii with Hey Brother.
Hey, brother.
It is Calvin Harris with Summer. It's John here talking to White Dee. Are you there, Dee?
Talking to me, John. You're all right.
I'm okay, yeah. Are you okay? Something went on during those last 2 songs over there. Do you want to tell us what it was?
Well, it's kind of funny because obviously I'm talking to you and it's like I'm doing a radio interview and then I get like my daughter, God bless her, comes down the stairs and just looks at me with puppy dog eyes because she's just burnt her new tracksuit with a hairdryer, drying it with a hairdryer.
Unbelievable. How old is she?
Well, she was 17 last week. So, Yeah, it's just the look in the eyes. It's sort of kind of heartbreaking, but you do kind of want to laugh as well. Some things don't change.
Yeah. Now, this year you were in Celebrity Big Brother, which there's always been rumours. There's been rumours for a year or two now that you've been going in. Before entering the house, did you expect to make the impression that you did? Because you kind of seem to be the mummy of the house. You know what I mean?
You know what it is? It's like when you say there's been rumours for like a year or two. In reality, John, this it hasn't even been a year.
Yeah.
Since I've been kind of in the public eye, and it's like weird. It's like, I still don't see myself. I hate the word celebrity. I've never once claimed I am a celebrity. This, that, and the other. I'm just me. And I couldn't work out why a company like Big Brother would think of having, an everyday person in this house where I've sat down and watched it for like the past 14 years or whatever. But it's kind of, I think I decided about 2 weeks before it started that I would actually go in. I thought, stuff it. I'm going to give it a go. It's a chance for me to change the kids' lives. And if people like me, they like me. If they don't like me, they don't like me. It doesn't really bother me kind of thing. One of them ones. Yeah. You'll never please anyone. So I thought, I'll give it a go. So you entered the house as a Duchess, and your task was to basically kind of persuade the American housemates that you were this Duchess. Was it difficult to kind of change your behaviour because we're not, we don't know you as the Duchess sort, if that makes sense? Well, I don't think anyone, and I think that was very clever, a very clever move on the Big Brother part, because I never have wouldn't class myself as a posh bird kind of thing. It was very frustrating, because I remember I was in the toilet at about 4:30 in the morning trying to pull my hair out because I was being stabbed to death by hairpins. And it was just one of them really weird things that, I think I pulled it off because I sort of kept quiet for most of the time while I was the Duchess, because I think I can't be getting people to, to cook me dinner or make me tea or, pamper to me every need, because that's just not me, and I think that was kind of the hardest thing that I had to get my head round.
So when did you actually find out that you were going to be the Duchess? Was it live when you were actually there on the stage with Emma Willis?
No, it was when I'd gone into the house.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd gone into the house, I'd met James, Claire and David came in, and next thing you know, they called me to the diary room, and I just wanted to run them, because the second they call you to the diary room, they're going to ask you to do something, and I thought, oh my God, I can't, what is it? And this, that. So I was the first person in history to go into the Big Brother house twice.
Wow, it's quite an achievement. And I want to ask you as well, who have you stayed in touch with since leaving the house? Because like I said to you on Twitter, you seem to be quite good friends with Ricky, who was in there as well.
Absolutely love me, Ricky. I speak to him every couple of days, and it's just, it's one of them. Basically, the only person I haven't been in touch with is Gary. I speak to every single one of the others. David, I sort of speak to him, and I've been out with him a couple of times. George, it's just really weird. Even like Frenchie and Audley, they're in a different country completely, but we still speak all the time as well. And like I'm seeing Adele tomorrow.
Oh right.
So it's really strange. I've just gained another little group of friends that hopefully will be in my life forever.
Nice. So what's the biggest thing that you've learned from going into the house then? Because we were talking about how kind of concentrated it is in there, and there's a lot of time for reflection.
I think I just had so many demons going around in my own head that I probably wasn't as bored as a lot of other people, because I thought, there's going to be loads of downtime, and it's like a little cardboard box. It's tiny in there. Watching it on TV looks massive, but it is really, really small. And I think because I had all my own personal demons, I didn't have that much downtime, and I think that did help as well.
And then we've just got a question here on Twitter. Somebody says, do you know what the time is when you're in the house?
Do you know something that's really funny? You have a little clock, on the cooker, on the oven.
Yeah.
But they kept coming in and changing the time on the clock. And it's like really funny, because when we first spotted this, we thought, we've got one up here. They don't know that there's a clock on this cooker. But obviously they did know there was a clock on the cooker, and they kept changing the time. So in reality, we sort of had to try and work out what time it was on a Friday, eviction night.
Yeah, yeah.
Because watching it, it's nearly always 9 o'clock, isn't it, on a Friday night? So that's how we'd go and change the clock back to 9 o'clock on a Friday and sort of see how it go from there.
So how much of it is actual guesswork then, or do you get told stuff? I mean, I imagine the producers won't actually tell you what's going on. So do you often sit there and kind of, you know, go over to other contestants and say, oh, I wonder if this is happening tonight, like, you know, a double eviction maybe?
It is. It's like, you know, because a lot of the time, obviously, we were sort of thinking, when do you reckon they'd have an eviction? Do you reckon a couple of us will go, or this, that? It is a lot of guesswork, but in reality, you'd sort of find out, and then you'd sort of have an hour to rush around and get ready, and, you know, things like that. So you weren't given notice, you know, as such, but obviously you just knew on a Friday night, 9 times out of 10 there'd be an eviction, and a lot of it was guesswork. Would say, oh, will there be another one go? And then when the music stops, you go, oh no, there's not another one going now, and things like that. So yeah, it's practically just as it seems on the television.
Can you hear the crowd outside though? Because obviously the crowd is a massive part of the eviction show. Can you hear them shouting and, you know, moaning and?
No, they blast the loudest music. Well, it's not even music actually. It is crowd sounds.
Yeah.
And it's all recorded crowd sounds, and they blast it in so loud, and they lock you in, so we're not allowed in the garden. So you're not allowed in the garden, so you can't really hear the crowd outside.
Oh, that's interesting. But when Emma speaks to you, can you hear them then?
Yeah, you can. That's like, you know, all of a sudden it goes quiet, and then you'll just hear a couple of people shouting or whatever, and then Emma speaks. But it's very like, when Emma finishes, boom, they cut it off, because obviously I don't think they want you to hear too much, do they? But
well, yeah.
No, it's just really surreal, because it is half the time it was just like I was watching it on the television. It's as if I'd been superimposed in this house, like, you know, 3D, watching Celebrity Big Brother in 3D.
Right, you've got a new documentary out. We'll talk to you about that after Clean Bandit with Real Love.
Ooh.
The feeling that I want to feel.
It's Am I Wrong by Nicoll and Vince. I was having a gorgeous chat with a gorgeous lady off air, then White Dee is here.
Gorgeous, won't go that far.
Hey, you called me lovely on Twitter earlier on.
Not too bad.
Hey, you've got a new documentary out on Thursday night on Channel 5. Now, in the description for the documentary, you're described as controversial. Do you consider yourself to be a controversial character?
I don't see myself personally as being a controversial character, but whenever anyone's reporting anything about me or introducing me, they do say, coming up next is the controversial character, Dee Kelly. So everyone else seems to presume I'm controversial, but me, I'm just me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, whether I be controversial or not, hey-ho.
So your documentary's on Thursday night. What can we expect from it?
Well, it's like I was approached by Endemol, which is the company that obviously makes Big Brother. And I don't know, maybe they're saying that they've seen something in me. Well, obviously a lot of people have kind of seen something in me. And it's called White Dee, what's all the fuss about? Because when people ask me the question, like, I don't know why people have taken to me. It's like, I don't know, you know, do they just see me as a normal everyday person who, you know, isn't perfect, never claimed to be perfect, but you just do what you have to do to sort of survive, kind of thing. So this documentary is basically, you know, who I really am, where I've come from. My kids are in it, you know, Mark's in it, my dad's in it. I go back to school and, you know, they interview school friends. So it's kind of like that. It's trying to sort of work out, you know, what has made me the person that I am.
Yeah, so what does the future hold for you then? I'm hearing something about you landing a part in a movie.
I have filmed a part in a movie. It's a biography. It's called Ray and Liv. It's not going to be one of these big, you know, these big Hollywood blockbusters or nothing like that. But again, that's something that I've never ever done before. And I did it, and obviously, you know, I was with Richard Ashton, an absolutely amazing English actor. I mean, the only thing is that he supports Manchester City, but, you know, apart from that, he's a nice person. And he was the fellow who played Highlander. Do you remember Highlander?
I don't. I'm only 21.
It's a classic. Watch it, yeah?
I definitely will have to.
But, you know, and to sort of, you know, to sit in a high-rise flat with someone who I've seen on the big screen is just, you know, it's unbelievable, but it was an amazing opportunity. But again, I don't think I'm cut out to be a full-time actor.
Well, you know, I think we definitely should see you on TV in the future. What about on All-Star Family Fortunes, maybe?
honestly, I think that'd be absolutely hilarious because my family is the most mixed up family you could ever come across in your life. And I'm just trying to visualise if I was on All Star Family Fortunes. Who would I bring with me? We'd probably end up having a row.
And what about maybe on Through the Keyhole with Keith Lemon? Would you allow him round your house?
Would I allow? Keith Lemon can come round my house anytime he wants to come round my house. Obviously, you know, it's like really funny because I was watching Through the Keyhole the other night and Jonathan Ross thought that Keith Lemon was in my house.
Oh dear, that's quite an invitation.
Yes, a great big American hideaway that obviously, you know, I'd bought because I'd been fiddling the benefit system. No, Mr. Ross, get your facts right, but hey ho.
Now, is there any chance that you might be standing for Parliament in 2015 or maybe 2020? Because at one point there were rumours that you were going to become an MP.
Do you know what it is, John? Politics is something that I'm really, really interested in because basically it's, you know, I'm part of a country where we have to vote and we have to elect, you know, potential people that will run the country. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't run for government just because I'm a topical face. I would run for it because it would be something that I'm very passionate about. So it would be something that I seriously would consider in the future, yeah.
Oh, that's very interesting to hear, actually.
But obviously I'm the type of person where I wouldn't just do it because I'm topical at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, if your policies are right and if, you know, your morals are right and your policies are right, then obviously you'll get voted for anyway, whether you're a known person or not. So, yeah, it's definitely something I'd look at in the future.
So shall I get the banners out for #WhiteD in 2020?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know about the #WhiteD bit, because obviously, you know, well, I know I probably still will be known as that winner, but, you know, it's something that I wouldn't bat out of the water just yet.
Nice. Right, still to come, you're going to be transforming yourself into an agony ant.
I am, yes.
Are you looking forward to that?
I am. I mean, you know, I'm just a typical woman, and I love listening to people's problems and giving advice.
Right. Well,
yeah.
We'll do that in two records time. However, now's Union J. It's Shift Key and Touch, and before it, Union J. You got it all. Okay, so White D is on the line still.
Hello, John. Yeah, I'm getting a bit because I'm tweeting away here. I'd just like to say a big hello to TV Extra that's actually distracting my attention from talking to you because I'm tweeting them back. And also a big hello to my friends Lee Smith and Travis because I know you were listening as well.
Nice. TV Extra's putting the interview online later on, I think.
Yes, I'm getting confused. I might just ignore this for a minute now and just concentrate on talking to you.
So you're here to do Dear Dee. We've already talked about your documentary, which airs Channel 5 Thursday night at 9:35. Prime time, by the way. Nice.
Yes, I am kind of shocked. I think it was originally booked for, the 3rd or 4th of January. But then I did get a message a couple of weeks ago saying that they've changed it. They're going to put it on Channel 5, 1st of January, 9:35 p.m. So, yeah, it's ruined my New Year's Day.
We were talking off air about that, actually. What's going to happen? Are you going to get all the family and friends around and say, Mummy's on telly?
I'm going to get everybody that I possibly can round my TV, force them to watch it, and I'll probably go down the pub and come back about an hour later.
Do you know what? I've Sky Plussed it. I'm so looking forward to it. It's going to be a great documentary. It's called What's All the Fuss About?
However, just one of them, and it's not right sitting there watching yourself on the telly, is it? Surely it's not.
No, true, definitely. Right, you're here now to do Dear John and Dear Dee. Now, basically, if you've never heard the show before, we do a segment called Dear John, which is where listeners send in any of their relationship problems, if they need advice, anything like that. Since Dee is a mummy figure, especially in Big Brother you were at least, I thought it'd be a great opportunity for you to actually answer some questions.
Yeah, no problem. Look forward to it.
Okay, so the first one is, Hi John. Now there's a bit of a backstory to this one because a couple of weeks ago somebody sent us a message saying they were going on a double date and they were basically asking for the best kind of, the best tips for on double date, to go on double dates. They've emailed back in saying, Hi John, I contacted you recently asking for tips on double dating. We had the double date and it all went well except for one thing. I rather like the look of the other girl. Is there any way I could possibly switch dates without an awkwardly embarrassing moment? What do you reckon, Dee?
Well, at the end of the day, obviously it didn't all go well if you sat there just looking at the other person's date. No, you cannot change your mind on a double date. It's like one of them. You know what I mean? It's like you you play with the cards you've been dealt with. So you sit there and you be happy with the date you've got.
It must be in a bit of an awkward situation, though, if he's, like, staring at his, like, you know, his friend's date or something and asking to swap places. That'd be awkward.
I mean, yeah, a little bit awkward, yeah. It's like one of them. It's sort of, you know, well, maybe double dating isn't the best way to go. Maybe you should just stick with single dating.
What's the most awkward thing that's happened to you on a date?
Or join a completely different website, you know?
Possibly.
It's one of them ones, isn't it?
Possibly. What's the most awkward thing that's ever happened to you on a date?
What's the most awkward thing that's ever happened to me on a date?
Yeah.
Well, nothing really. My dates have always been all right.
Oh, right.
Because obviously, you know, you go on a date with someone that you like, don't you? So you just sit there and you just stare into each other's eyes lovingly, blah, 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 and you don't notice the rest of the world around you, and etc., etc., etc. Old school dating, that's me, you know what I mean? It's like... my friend's asking for a bucket.
Oh, right, okay, that's... Well, okay, let's move on to the next one. Somebody says here, "Hi, John, I've asked my boyfriend 4 times if I can finally visit his place, but he seems a bit reluctant. How can I say to him that I want to be invited over? What do you reckon?"
You don't say you want to be invited over, you make your way to his place and you knock on that door until you do get in, because if for some unknown reason he's been reluctant to let you in, then he's got something to hide. So take my advice and get yourself to that place and knock that door down until you get into that place.
That's a bit forceful, isn't it?
Do you know something? You don't get anywhere in life if you sit back and, you know, things like that. You know, you need to have a little bit of force in your life every now and again, John, you know what I'm saying? And in my eyes, it'd just trigger off alarm bells if, you know, if he's your boyfriend and he won't let you round to his place.
Yeah, it does seem a bit dodgy, doesn't it? Now, our last one...
It is dodgy.
Well, our last one here says, "Is social media a great place to find a date? What do you reckon?"
I don't think social media is a great place to find a date at all. It's like, you know, you need to get out there, get, you know, mingling with people, not sitting there arranging your love life via a keyboard.
Yeah, but then, you know, Tinder's very popular nowadays, isn't it?
What is?
Tinder.
What's that?
It's like a dating app that you have on your generic tablet device that I'm not allowed to say the name of.
Oh my God, don't talk to me about apps. I can't download apps, open apps. No, I just about know what an app is. No, get yourself down local social club. You know, one of them ones. A couple of games of bingo, game of darts.
Yeah,
meet the love of your life.
The problem is
you kids don't know you're born nowadays, I'm telling you. Never mind dating via app.
Well, yeah, the problem is, though, that most social clubs are closed nowadays.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Not in Birmingham, they're not. Get yourself to Birmingham and get yourself to a social club.
That definitely seems...
You know, some good young fellas in Birmingham.
Right, okay, that's nice to know.
Probably some really good girls in Birmingham as well.
Right, that's even better. Okay, so that ends dear John and Dee. Thanks for coming on the show today, Dee. I've loved talking to you, you know, during the songs as well.
It's been really nice, and thank you for inviting me on. About time too, you know, one of them ones. No, I'm really joking. No, it's been lovely talking to you too.
All right, so, yeah, thanks for coming on, Dee.
You're welcome, and we'll speak to you soon, hopefully.
Okay, will do. Here's John Legend.
What would I do without your smart mouth? Drawing me in and you kicking me out. You got my head spinning.